All right, good morning. I'll make another video. I got more coffee. I feel a little bit better. What is going on here is something that we already know. Um, I'm just going to read this to you. Yes, Luciferians have to tell you what they're doing before they do it, and there is an occult aspect to this. And I believe that the exact thing can be quoted back to the Bible. Don't quote me on that, though. But it has something to do with a rule that God made that Lucifer cannot do any of his plans unless he exposes them first. How do you think you know about the New World Order and the Antichrist? Because you've already been red pilled on that one for thousands of years. It isn't like Lucifer is hiding the fact that he's going to take over planet Earth with the Antichrist. No, everyone knows it. All right, so that's one. So let me explain what Revelation of the Method is. The Revelation of the Method, I believe that is actually a book that was written by H.G. Wells, of all people, who's wrote some pretty interesting books, predicting a lot of things. Um, Obviously, you know a lot of books that predicted what's going on in modern times. You have Cloud Atlas. He didn't write that, but you get the idea. 1984. Yeah. Um, there's been quite a few things. One of my favorite TV shows, because I was a huge sci-fi nerd, and no shame in my game, when I grew up as a teenager in the 90s, I watched the X-Files every week. Why? I was attracted to Gillian Anderson. There's something about redheads with stiletto pumps on, running around with 9 millimeters, hunting down aliens. You know that. Hey, I love the show. All right, X Files was awesome. You'd never see a show like that being made today. But there was a spin-off show of the X Files known as the Lone Gunmen, which involved three computer hackers from the X Files. They were known as the Lone Gunmen. 6 months before 9/11 happened, because I actually saw this episode, so did thousands of other people. By the way, the person who produced that show was Vince Gilligan. He was the one who made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I ask you some questions. I think I need to go back and rewatch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul because there might have been some synchronism, future events predicted in that TV show. There was a plane crash in Breaking Bad. I remember that. If you saw the TV show, what was he predicting? That meth is getting run over the southern border. Yeah. Okay. So the term revelation of the method was coined by the late James Shelby Downer to explain the alchemical processing of a society by its Luciferian controllers. Obama is a Luciferian. He's a 32-degree Freemason when he went into office. He might have been invited to the 33rd degree. I don't know. I know that black people can make the 33rd degree. Jesse Jackson was one of the recent ones that I covered, and that explains a lot of the race baiting he was doing. A lot of these people behind militant racist organizations, at the end of the day, who do you think created street gangs? And yeah, we can go on a deep dive with that one. I also tend to know a little story about Bill Cosby that you might not be aware of. Why he was, if you notice, they took Bill Cosby down with the accusations. That's because there was a rumor going around that Bill Cosby was going to buy a major TV network, ABC or NBC, one of those, and he wanted to make pro positive TV shows for Black America. And that was a big no no. And that was one of the reasons they shut him down. Could be a conspiracy, I don't know, but I tend to So I mean, what I mean by that revelation of the method, you notice what they accuse a lot of these people of, like with Trump, sexual deviancy. Well, who just got invited? Who just got indicted for child sex trafficking? P Diddy. Go follow that story. Something's going on there. Kind of funny, right? So, false flag operations, assassinations, and other hair raising conspiracies like the interventionist endless wars, color revolutions, that's what I was talking about with the racist shit. And that actually being a construct of Prince Hall Freemason, like Obama and Jesse Jackson. I guarantee you right now that every prominent black Democrat you see on TV shows like MSNBC or CNN are probably black Prince Hall Freemason who actually engage in racism themselves, but they'll keep their mouths shut about it because they want to be on Team Lucifer. That is the fact that a black Freemason cannot step foot in a white lodge. You never hear about that being brought up about being racist, though, do you? I love to see CNN do a story about the Black Prince Hall Freemason and how they can't go in the white lodges, and that's not fair because they won't. Like I said, they won't win a battle of wits against me. Color revolutions, decapitations, have we seen by our very own ISIS. Yeah, that word. Which actually refer to an ancient and secret astronomical deity cult, and every manner of orchestrated horror show are neatly packaged into your nightly news, programming you to accept these things as the way things are. Political activities which at first remain buried beneath a cloak of secrecy, and when finally accomplished and secured, are slowly revealed to the unsuspecting populace who watch in horrified helplessness. It is often said that the controllers need to inform us of their intentions before acting them out through predictive programming such as the numerous scenes in so many movies. And I have proof of this in my Aleister Crowley video. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn had on their own website, and they responded with a video. Dave Griffin made me that infamous video that we are not reptilian Illuminati. I know that was directed at me. They also changed their website because on their website when I first made the Aleister Crowley video, they bragged that they controlled certain news organizations, including Infowars and Alex Jones. Yeah, who'd have thought Alex Jones was a Jesuit? See, for many years, people tried to connect him to being a Freemason, and he wasn't. He was a Jesuit the whole fucking time. See, most people that get into this, they're only talking about the Freemason. They're not the only show in town. You have other secret societies that tend to wield a lot more power than they do, specifically the Jesuits. They are directly tied to the Vatican, and they practice Thelema. Freemasonry is Jewish mysticism. Thelema is spermonosis. That is Aleister Crowley's brand of occultism. So, going back to that. Now, you all know it's been covered by, I just told you about with the Lone Gunman TV show. 9/11 was also predicted in the movie The Long Good Kiss Goodnight, which was also a movie about MK Ultra mind control and Manchurian candidates. I forget the female star from the movie. Um, she basically is triggered to go back into her assassination self. Well, there's a scene in The Long Kiss Goodnight where they actually talk about terrorists bombing the World Trade Center. And that movie was made in what, 1992, 1993? But it was after, in 1991, George Bush Sr. had called for the quote unquote New World Order. That's revelation of the method right in your face. They're already telling you that they are going to set up the New World Order for the Antichrist. So anyone that thinks that that doesn't happen, how do you think you even know about the New World Order? Okay, let me continue. In many movies were clocks displayed in the numbers 9/11, and in films, Escape from New York, which even had a scene where Air Force One crashed into a building adjacent to the World Trade Center. Yeah, I forgot about that. It was predicted in The Simpsons, The Long Kiss Goodnight, The Lone Gunman. There were multiple um, examples of that. And they just want to sit there and call everyone a conspiracy theorist. Bullshit. And then there was the cover of the rap album, which was a virtual mock up of the televised scenes seen around the world. The hidden history is unveiled via far out tabloids and the alternative media thereby. Anyone ever seen the movie Men in Black? Where he tells him, Tommy Lee Jones tells Will Smith that if you really want to know what's going on with aliens, you need to pick up the tabloid magazines and read the covers. Yeah, who'd have thought, right? Alternative media thereby. Although the tabloids have gone way of the dinosaur. Nobody buys fucking tabloids at supermarkets anymore. If you do, good for you. But printed media is not the same as it used to be. Obviously, the revolution of the method is accomplished. You've been pawned, to use the gamer slang term for owned. Downer was highly aware that by exposing the revolution of the method, he was probably serving the final dictum in the controller's alchemical formula, whose ultimate message is resistance is futile. But is it? It's our job to find out. And that's just an article here written by this person over at Forbidden Knowledge. I just want to read it because it is absolutely true. And yeah, there is an H.G. Wells book. I believe it's yeah. Let's go search this right now. I believe it's called Revolution of the Method by. I believe it was book. I could be wrong here. Now all I'm getting is The Prestige 2006, a film about revelation of the method. Um, I know that there was some association with H.G. Wells on this. I don't know if that was the exact name of the book. Oh, here it is. Had to dig a little bit for that one. Here it is right here. What is it? Please stop. H.G. Wells, Things to Come. H.G. Wells' Revelation of the Method in the Shape of Things to Come. That was the name of the movie. I had the title wrong. Okay? All right? No big deal. The Ultimate Revolution. And without a doubt, he was a Mason. He would have had insider knowledge of this stuff. Not about maybe 9/11 or anything like that. It wasn't even built yet. He was around, in 1866 to 1946. But he wrote a lot of interesting books, like The Time Machine, The Island of Dr. Moreau, War of the Worlds, The Invisible Man, The Shape of Things to Come, The Ultimate Revolution was written in 1933. What a year. And aptly named The New World Order. Yeah, I wasn't joking. Just to go back to it. Oh, yeah, and then we have Brave New World, the author Aldous Huxley. It was called The Shape of Things to Come. All right, I had the. This is based on real. Hmm. Anyone want to know something interesting? I'll have to show this to you on video. I have a book that I was given from my grandmother for Christmas in 1982. It is an illustrated book written for children of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Guess what the aliens look like in that book? They look like they look like beaked Alpha Draconians, like the one I show you, except they have tentacles. Steven Spielberg decided to change what they looked like in his infamous reboot of War of the Worlds, where he made them look like a cross between spiders and alien greys. Hope I'm not spoiling the movie for you. But in the original H.G. Wells novel, the aliens in that book are beaked Alpha Draconians. And I actually have a book that proves that. Yeah, you really want to go down the rabbit hole? They even know what Alpha Draconians really look like. No surprise there. H.G. Wells also wrote another interesting book. I've been trying to figure out the name of it because I actually want to read it, but supposedly it involves octopus. Specifically, it might be tied into the Cthulhu mythology from Lovecraft. Yeah, you want to go down an occult rabbit hole. Learn about Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, yeah, and Cthulhu, and because I've done videos on them. I have to get them up to YouTube. I have actual scientific peer-reviewed journals from scientists that say that the cephalopoid genome does not come from planet Earth. That is octopus, cuttlefish, and squid. That's why I tell people, you want to see aliens, go watch a show about deep sea animals. Yeah, you want to see aliens? Go watch a go watch a documentary about octopus and cuttlefish. I don't think you can get any more alien than that. Well, anyway, at the end of the book, it's supposedly what happens is the octopus start coming out of the ocean and walking on the beaches, and it's kind of terrifying because if octopus got any bigger than they usually do, like the kraken, they would rule the oceans. Yeah, that would be. They say they cover up the existence of Sasquatch to scare people from not going out into the woods. Yeah, how would you get people to beaches when they find out that krakens or actually there is some cryptozoology in the oceans they try to cover up for that reason. Sea serpents are real. They even admit to you, revelation of the method, that they've only explored 7% of the ocean. Yeah, bullshit. No, maybe it's they only want to disclose 7% of the ocean because the rest of it. I said, you want to see, you really want to see an alien world? I guess maybe instead of striving to go to outer space, because you really wouldn't see anything in outer space. I mean, it'd be cool to be there, right? But I think that scuba divers, specifically like people that do deep sea diving, they encounter alien worlds on a daily basis, and some of them get terrified. They don't want to dive anymore. They're like, I see fish down there that aren't supposed to exist, and all kinds of crazy stuff swimming in our oceans and lakes. But octopus definitely stand out, and that's if you didn't know, Cthulhu is half cuttlefish and half reptilian. And you want to know what's interesting about that? He's depicted as having wings. Interesting, because then it goes back to the avian nature of Alpha Draconians. So you can think of Cthulhu as being kind of a hybrid between an eagle and a cuttlefish, if you can imagine that one. I have a theory about this. It's right out of science fiction, but hell, yeah. My theory is cephalopods were put on this earth by the Alpha Draconians because they knew that to take over this planet, they would have to rule the oceans. Well, let's say if there were mermaids around, and according to Hindu mythology, they were. They helped build Rama's bridge. They are the Naga in Hindu mythology. Didn't know if you knew that. The Naga are not reptilian. They're sea serpents. They are aquatic hominoids. I got proof for that one too. And what if these cephalopods were brought here to hunt down, yeah, hunt mermaids? I'm being serious about this. You have a creature that can shapeshift and change its form. We know that Pacific octopus only have a lifespan of 5 years now, which is strange. Like a governor, if you know what a governor is on a car that keeps you from being able to go past a certain amount of miles per hour, right? But it's almost as like a governor was put on cephalopods, so they didn't grow into the size of krakens anymore. And I'm talking about purging intelligent life forms out of the oceans. Yeah, I want to go down a science fiction rabbit hole. I should be doing science fiction movies and TV shows. Yeah. When you start writing stuff like that, that might actually resonate with people. The origins of the octopus, because they would have had to rule the oceans. Also, Alpha Draconians have no dominance, especially in the oceans. Their occult magic doesn't really work down there. So yeah, this stuff is rooted in real things. They could try to debunk this all they want. The shape of things to come, the ultimate revolution. Specifically in this, talking about Island of Dr. Moreau is talking about genetic engineering, creating chimeras, the time machine, the invisible man, War of the Worlds. If anyone knows the name of the story that H.G. Wells wrote about the octopus, leave me a comment. Yeah, we're called the profane. That's what they refer to us as. And this goes into a lot of detail about some of the stuff that they were hinting at. But the only sad thing is we don't know that these events are going to happen until after they happen, which doesn't help too much. Imagine if we actually made an artificial intelligence which could scan all of our media and potentially warn us against upcoming planned terrorist attacks. Instead of ChatGTP being fucking written to promote whatever. I don't use that program. That is not an artificial intelligence. I'm telling you right now. That thing was programmed by Luciferians. It's got Luciferian values. I already did a Turing test on it on a live stream. I lost the video. It was on my other YouTube channel. If you were on that stream, we got ChatGTP to admit that blood magic was real. Yeah. It will not talk about Jesus Christ, but it will talk about blood magic. I wasn't. Yeah, we got it to admit that it was real. Yeah, basically proving the thing was programmed by Luciferians. It's not a sentient artificial intelligence. Google had to take their artificial intelligence down. Now, you may have heard that it was because it was making everyone in history dark skinned. That's part of it. That's not the real reason. It was caught promoting. It was promoting a lifestyle that with children. That's all I'm going to say. And it got caught promoting that type of deviant behavior. That's the real reason it got pulled. These people don't give a shit about being racist. I mean, come on. Obviously. But that is the one thing that they don't want getting out. Gee, I wonder why. Like I said, look at everything they blame the Orange Man for. They never accused him of being a pedophile. I wonder why. It's like they don't want anyone talking about the subject. They act like it doesn't exist. Uh huh. Anyway, H.G. Wells, The Shape of Things to Come. Maybe I should read it. I'm sure I could find an audiobook online. I could probably listen to this. Not kidding either. Here's how we do it. This is how we do it. Let's see if we can get a. Oh, here we go. Audiobook. Okay, I'm game. I'm not gonna
How do
listen
we
to it
treat
right.
radiation without a supply of
Oh, it's an
radioactivity?
actual movie. H.G. Wells, The Shape of Things to Come, 1979 Canadian space opera adaptation of Wells' sci-fi novel starring Jack Wells. Okay. I should be able to find an audio book on it online because if you obviously know most. Oh, you got. Did you have real women in this movie? It was 1979. They probably did. This is why I'm going back to watching old school fantasy. When I watch a fantasy show, look at all these white people. This is racist. Racist. You can tell this was made in 1979. You can't have real women and all these white people. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is racist. They didn't have all their. Oh, that was the other thing that killed that agenda was HD 4K. Yeah, that backfired on them. They got away with stuff like that when movies were 24 frame rates a minute, a second, I mean, and not in full like HD quality. We see the scars a lot where they have plastic surgery done. hmm It's another reason why I think in modern movies, have you noticed how they have shied away from sex scenes? You think there's a real reason for that? Yeah, because you really got to cover up the scars from the cosmetic surgery. Just saying. Back in the 70s, it was more easy to get away with this stuff because the video quality wasn't as good. Which I prefer movies that are like this because I don't need the full. Let's be honest, a lot of stuff they produce today, polished pieces of shit. Um, but yeah, I'm game. I'd probably watch this. I'm a sci-fi nerd. Yeah, this is definitely a. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get an audio. Oh, there is a black guy in this. There's one. I see one. He's back there. Okay, they do have a black guy in the movie. Okay. Anyway, that's all from my rant. Kalina, thank you for the support. I think she bought me some cigarettes on but if you could support the channel because YouTube will not stop sending me messages every day to monetize my channel. Look at all these. I'm going to file harassment against Google every single day. They've never done this on any of my channels. But every single day, uh, yeah, don't worry about this. If anyone ever tells you they lost the channel to copyright, they're full of. You're not going to lose a channel over copyright. They were just mad because Leave the World Behind, yeah, Netflix, because I docked some of that movie in there. Yeah, because we caught them with their revelation of the method right in that movie. Yeah, look, every day they send me an email telling me to turn my AdSense on. I'm not turning it on. I do not want YouTube employees scanning all my videos to see if they're quote unquote advertiser friendly. I don't get enough views on the videos in the first place to even make any money. And it's not worth it. But they seem desperate to get people to turn on ad revenue. I'm assuming because it's an election year. Read between the lines on that one. They are not running Democrat ads on my videos. Unless I can be guaranteed that certain ads get put on my videos, I won't do it anyway. Yeah, every day I get emails now. The only time I would ever get emails from YouTube is telling me that they took videos down because they broke whatever guidelines. Like the last warning I got was because I talked about a certain team's. certain 17th letter of the alphabet. Whether that was a psyop or not, what the fuck are you so scared of? I have a First Amendment right to talk about anything I want. And if YouTube, you want to go back to that Section 430 immunity shit, are you a publisher or are you a platform? You shouldn't even care what people are talking about. And yeah, that's kind of off my rant here. Time to get some more coffee. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. These the ship crashed by the dawn's early light. Good observation. Oh, I also found out another neat little fact here. The ship was named the Dolly. Well, did you know that Salvatore Dali made a painting called The Broken Bridge? Oh yeah. That's just the conspiracy people. Don't worry about that one. Anyway, it's all for my rants. Revelation of the method. Tell you what I'm going to do before I actually do it. I'm going to bring Babylon burning down to its knees. How's that for revelation of the method? I will prove to you that shapeshifting reptilians are real. There goes some. Except I don't have to hide it in a movie on Netflix. The trailer to my YouTube channel is a real Alpha Draconian. Yeah, in case you didn't know, you go to my YouTube channel. The video that hasn't been debunked. This one, Yusuf Estes. Yeah, real Alpha Draconian. And that is the same way, like I said, in the original H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, that the aliens were depicted as having these reptilian, eagle-looking beaked heads. But anyway, they're failing. And they try to play this victim card. Like anyone feels sorry for them. It's kind of, I mean, it's just so ironic that the mainstream media, the Orange Man Bad Conspiracy Network, is mad because people are spreading conspiracies. This is all you fucking do all day. Everything is a conspiracy to you, but that's okay. Because anyone who doesn't agree with your agenda, whether it's gamers now or this or that, it all boils down to far right extremist Magatar to you. Whatever. Maybe you should get back to reporting real fucking news. Just saying. Stay out of the conspiracy realm. You will not win. Um, and just because you ban somebody off YouTube or social media doesn't mean that your fucking point was right. Oh, well, yeah. That's what else got you people caught. You know how many people have told me, if reptilians weren't real, why are you on your 10th YouTube channel? Yeah, good question, right? If I made a YouTube channel devoted to exposing the unicorn agenda, do you think I'd be on my 10th channel? I don't think so. Is it because I am the only one who actually shows what Alpha Draconians actually look like and tell you that they're parasites? Probably. Guess it doesn't look good for these people when people tell them that your reptilian overlord is just one big piece of shit parasite, and that's really what you're worshiping. Might as well just fucking worship bedbugs. I mean, it's the same thing. They're blood-sucking parasites also. Except bedbugs aren't, like, trying to take over the world. Yeah, don't answer that one. You get the idea. I don't even want to open up that can of worms because I have some questions for God. Hopefully, I make it there one day and He answers them for me. Like, God, what were you thinking when you invented parasites? Like, and He might say, I didn't make them. Ask your Babylonian reptilians. They were, God, like, why would I invent blood sucking parasites? Yeah, interesting, right? Anyway, it's all from my rant. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. I will say this: there was another event in that movie that, thank God, it hasn't played out yet. There's supposedly a plane crash in that movie also, and all I'm saying is, well, I didn't have any. I don't really have money to anyway, but I'm not planning on flying anytime soon. That's all I'm saying. When I went to Area 51, that's the last time I flew on a plane. The Orange Man was in office. And I made it back fine. The Men in Black never stopped me at the airport. I got all my video footage from Area 51. They let me take it home. Interesting, right? I got to get those videos back on YouTube. In case you did not know, yes, I went to Area 51 in 2017. But the, the best thing I filmed there wasn't the UFOs. Yeah, never mind the UFOs. It was the 0 point energy I was filming. I don't know if you know this, but when you go to Area 51, it you would think that there'd be signs that would say U.S. military or U.S. Air Force. No, you know who runs it? The Department of Energy. Then, if you think about their climate agenda now, yeah, they are basically using Tesla 0 point energy at Area 51, and they even showed it to us. The UFOs that we were filming were pulling energy from the ionosphere. That's how Tesla's energy works. Why don't they want normal people to have it? Well, the whole system that they rely on is built around debt, and you can't charge people for free electricity. Yeah, we're. I'm going to open up that can of worms. Don't worry, because that's their newest grift right there. The whole climate thing. The DEI and ESG stuff. These people aren't too creative. That goes back to the Tower of Babel, where they confused the languages so we couldn't communicate with one another because people that aren't able to communicate with one another are easier to control, specifically through wars. Yeah, you all know how that one plays out. And anyway, it's all for my rant. Revelation of the method is a real thing. In fact, I have covered this in another video before. It's probably on my audit. No big deal. And this ain't the first time I talked about it. That, and I want to track down the book that he wrote about the octopus. I was told about that. Talking about H.P. Lovecraft, you know, he wrote a book called The City of a Thousand Pillars. You want to know what that's about? An underground reptilian city. Gee. Oh, if you hear that congestion, that's my allergies. I got to get to the doctor and get some allergy medicine. That's why I'm congested. Yeah, springtime's here. Almost. It's still a little cold outside, but we're almost there. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. Um, but yeah, These people, obviously, if you've seen the other video I made, they're getting mad because no one believes their lies anymore. MSNBC and CNN, who spread conspiracy theories all day, are mad that people are spreading conspiracy theories. Gee. You call anyone who doesn't believe in your agenda as a far right, mongotard extremist. Well, how about anyone who doesn't agree with me is a piece of shit, reptilian worshipping parasite. Two can play that game. I can come up with a lot more creative names to call people than you can, neophyte. Yeah, call Freemason a neophyte. You want to see their panties get twisted? Anyway, hope everyone's having a good day. They're trying to, and even if if what we're saying is legit, here's what I said in the other video. Well, so what's the big deal? If an ex-president committed a criminal act, shouldn't you report on it? Oh no, only if it's the orange guy, where you even make up shit. But God forbid Obama gets blamed for anything, right? Yeah, get the hell out of here with that one. You're not a news network. See, if I was president, you would have another label. You wouldn't be a quote unquote news network. You'd be labeled as a propaganda outlet, which is what you are. And people are seeing it. They're sick of it. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. Planet Coaster, I'm looking at this video. That might be a good idea. I gotta get away from the news. I'd rather build roller coasters than watch CNN. Do you blame me? Just saying. Talking about H.G. Wells and books. You know what? I am afraid of publishing my reptilian book. I'm afraid of publishing it because it might be too good. Oh well. I'm in a catch-22 with that situation. If I do not publish my research, people will steal it from me. There's already been people trying to steal my reptilian research for years now. We know who they are. But I do have to get some of the theories published, specifically my theory on Han Purple and how reptilians shapeshift. That alone is enough, that it should be published. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.